Hi, fourth grade. I'm not here today, but I want to still continue working with you on your Google Slides show that you're making for your favorite star project. Last week, when we were together, we created our slideshow. So when you go into your project for our Google Docs favorite star project, you're going to click on View Assignment. And over here, I want you to click on the one that says Google Slides. All right. You will still also have to open up your Docs project as well. So you're going to need to see your table that you created, but you also need to open up your slides so you can see the slides that you worked on last week. Last week we were together, we created our title slide and we added one additional slide for our birthday and from. And as class ended, you were in the process of inserting some images, just two, one that represents birthdays in general, and another one that might represent the location in which they were born. I'm going to assume that those are done, but if they're not, please take the time to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and continue to teach what goes on each slide. Feel free to stop the video and do the slide that I just talked about, and then come back and continue to watch the video to see what goes on to the next slide. So we're going to look at slide number 3. How we add another slide is again with the plus sign, but we want to always hit that arrow to see what our options are. This slide is going to contain all of the 5 numbered lists that we created. So this is going to simply be just the one with title and body because it's not a 2-list item. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And what I'm going to use for my title is basically the same title that I used here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put TV shows. I don't have to write all of it. If you have awards, if you have author, you could say books. So you don't have to write the full blown title. You can shorten it up to what the main topic of it is. Now, my guy had involved in 2 things. He was TV and movie. So I could do a 2-column instead so that I could combine it and do TV and movies, TV shows and movies. And I can come down here and I can say TV shows. And over here I can say movies. Now, what I do underneath those, okay, is I'm just going to hit enter and I'm going to bring over and I'm going to copy the shows that I put. Now, the numbers do not highlight when I go to select them, but when I copy them and place them in the slide, they come over automatically. Okay. And I can do the same thing then for movies. I can go ahead and grab my movies. Same thing, the numbers don't highlight. I copy, Control C. I go ahead and click on after movies. So I hit enter, Control V. Now I can make changes to all of this, okay? So I can increase my font size so that it kind of fills that spot. And whatever size that it went to, so this is 21 and this is 23. So remember our rule of thumb is we really want these to be 24. So I'm actually going to go to 24. And I'm going to make this side a little larger just to try to get more on the line. Okay. So I'll come over here and I'll highlight these. Same thing. I'm just going to type or pick 24 from the list. And this one I don't have to adjust the size. Everything fits pretty good. Now, I would like to increase this. So I'm going to increase this by dragging across it. I'm going to increase it to title. I'm going to make it like 36. And I want to change the color of it. So I'm going to go to the letter A. I'm going to add some bold to it just so that it stands out a little bit. All right. And I'm happy with how that slide looks. There's also a lot of text on this slide, so I'm not going to add any pictures or graphics or anything like that. I then will go ahead and go on and add another slide. This slide will contain my fun facts. So I would probably use just the title and body one again. And I would call this fun facts. And all I have to do now is actually come over here and just grab those and copy and click in the box and paste. And same thing, you want to increase your font size. I'm going to go about 48. That's way too big. So we'll jump it down about 36, and that looks good. Now this one has a little less space, and I kind of want my slides to be consistent, okay? So this one is a little different. We did yellow at the top. This one I did green. I don't want to keep being different. I kind of want to be more consistent. So I'm actually going to go back to our birthday and from, and I'm going to change that color back to that same color I used up here. And I'm going to decrease this a little bit because doesn't need to be that big. Let's see what I did on the other one. This is a 32. So let's make that a 32 as well. That way it just looks a little bit like it belongs in the same presentation. So there's that one, and then the next one. So this one, same thing. 32 font size. And I'm going to use that same color. So when I use the same thing over and over again, it kind of just makes it stand out a little bit better. Okay. Also looks a little more consistent as we go along. Now, I do have a little more empty space here. So if I had a picture that I wanted to put in here, I could. It may be that you have to search for a picture. So if I go ahead and look for my guy and look under images, and I take a look at what he is known for. We talked about Parkinson's disease, so I could try to put in that and see if there's any pictures that relates to that topic. And of course, at a quick glance, I'm not finding anything, but I could take a look and search a little bit harder. So here's he has a podcast that he talks about it. So I could go ahead and copy that image. So I right-clicked, 2 fingers, 1 click, copy the image, and now I can go back and I can do Control V, and I could put that over here, and that kind of fills in that spot, and it kind of relates to one of the things that he talks about, that he has Parkinson's disease. Okay, I'm going to add another slide. Again, this one is going to be for our paragraph, and then a last slide for our resources. So you just keep that same process going. You would just add another title and body. And this one doesn't have a title, so you could type it in, why did I choose Michael J. Fox? I can grab my paragraph, 2, 3, click 3 times, copy it, paste it. Oh, again, copy and paste it. All right, now notice it came in black. All right, obviously change font color. So you're going to have to double click on it once you do that. All right, all the other ones were blue, so I'm going to choose a blue, but I'm going to need to make that font a lot bigger. So 24 is our standard, but I think this one could probably go a little bit bigger to fill in the box. Okay. Same thing, I'm going to change this back to what I did on the others to make that consistent look, so they all look kind of the same. All right. I don't know if that's quite, nope, that's not the right shade. So if you don't know what shade this is, you can go back here and you can see, oh, it's that one right there. So I can come back and select my paragraph and change it back. I think it was that one there. All right. Let's see. Nope, I was wrong. That's why you double check. It is beside it. There we go. Okay. And then I would do one more slide. And again, I'd probably do the same one. And I'm going to put in my resources. Same thing, I'm going to go over here and just copy them. I just have to grab them like that and paste them in. The links are going to come with you. So all you really need to do on this one is just kind of increase your font size so that they can be seen. Obviously that's too big. All right. Obviously the word resources doesn't need to be on there twice. So I'll get rid of that one. But these links that you put in follow you. So I'll be able to still get to all the websites that you linked up even from this show. Again, I'd want to make sure that this is set up correctly to match all the other headings that I've done. And now if I go to slideshow and present it, you can see how all your information is on there. Now, as far as any more graphics, you can insert more graphics. For example, on this slide, you could maybe include your action shot that you had from your project. You could put that on there, so you could just copy and paste it on here. And then you're finished for right now. I'm going to do an animation and transition lesson with you next week before we finally say we're done with the project. So keep adding slides and good luck.